Now I'm sad to hear that it might be closing down, and I do hope they'll find one, because I think it's very important that this sort of project is kept going for the sake of young people, for their learning, and to know that the future's in their hands to look after it. We're very surprised when we come over here how you people keep this reminiscence going, because in our country we're surprised to see you with these weapons of war strapped to their clothing, but to us it's quite admirable really, because it reminds us of the weapons that we used during the war. And no, I think it's a good thing really, very nice. I must say also, when we arrived in Holland in September, we arrived in Holland towards the end of September to join Market Garden operation, and we were with you until the middle of February. We made the push into the Rijswald forest, and the youngsters used to come out and greet our vehicles, and we were very worried because the Germans were not too far away, and if they counter-attacked and they knew that the youngsters were coming into our vehicles, I think it would have been very difficult for them, and the danger was always there. And we tried to explain to them they couldn't join us in the vehicles because we couldn't speak the language, they couldn't speak our language. But they used to come, and we were quite amused because they're always asking for souvenirs. Cigarette for Papa, zinc for Mama, soap, zinc for Mama, chocolate for the baby, nylons for the girlfriend, and gum for me, for themselves. And I said, I'm sorry, we're English. You'll have to go to America and get the Americans to give you the gum and the nylons. But they were very good, really. And eventually we had to let them come into the vehicles because it was a job getting them out. And we knew they were very upset to think that we didn't want them. So we let them stay in the vehicle. But fortunately, we never had any trouble. None of them was damaged or injured in any way. And we passed through the village and town quite quick. We started the autumn venture from Schindel, in the east, and worked our way back towards the Americans at Antwerp. Oh, incidentally, I think it'd be interesting to know that I met Her Majesty Wilhelmina when she was in London in 1942. I was passing through my area towards Oxford Street to do some shopping, and we saw this huge crowd in Bayswater Road, and we asked one of the security staff there what was going on, and we saw a lady, two ladies getting out of a car. One had this fur all around her shoulders, hat, and I thought she was a member of the staff going into work, but it seemed puzzling to me why there was all this security. And I asked one of the security, and they said, oh, this is Her Majesty Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands. She's coming to open the Dutch free hostel for Dutch forces that had come into London. And it was a place for them to stay in London. And there is a placard to this day on the building in Bayswater Road to mark the occasion when Queen Wilhelmina opened the house for these Dutch patriots. And I met Her Majesty again in October of 1944, when she returned back to her country. And we were told that the Queen was on her way through. I'm not quite sure where she go, to Hetlu or where. And we stood to attention. She passed by. She gave us a lovely smile, a lovely wave. And I remembered her then when I saw her in 42. And I'm very proud of the Dutch Liberation Medal, which has been presented to me on the 50th anniversary. It's Bernard, and I treasure it very much indeed. And I've left my medals behind because it's such a hot day today, and it's too much to wear. But I'm very grateful to the Dutch people for all that was done for us, really. And it's nice to go back to the family and tell them. And they're very grateful for the way we've been looked after over here. And I meet people each time I come over here. And it's very rewarding for me, very rewarding indeed. And I hope long it'll go on. Can't think much else to say. And we're able to take them round and repay them for their gratitude and for their generosity, which they've given so abundantly to us. And it's through their generosity and the hospitality we feel this love and support from them, which we appreciate very much indeed. Well done to them. God bless the Queen, God bless the Netherlands, and we hope to remain with your friends for as long as possible. And I'll say to these young people today, keep your chin up and remember that you've always got friends if what happens.